Und damit auf ein neues Folge von Let's Play Genshin Impact. Ja, meine Freunde, im letzten Part haben wir das letzte Kapitel abgeschlossen. Nämlich Kapitel 3, Akt 4. Und jetzt sind wir beim 5. Akt. Akasha pulsiert, die Kalpa-Flamme lodert durch die Dunkelheit vor dem Mondgrauen. Wir haben auch schon ein bisschen Zwischenkram gemacht, ein paar andere Quests angenommen, aber noch nicht ausgeführt. Aber diesmal werden wir weitermachen mit der Hauptstory. Wenn euch das Projekt gefällt, lasst gerne ein Like da, abonniert den Kanal, um nichts zu verpassen und joint im Discord. Wir werden immer mehr. Ich würde mich freuen und ich bin gehypt, was jetzt hier abgeht. Wir sollten uns ja wieder hier treffen, um, sag ich mal, wieder Lagebesprechung zu machen, weil wir hatten, glaube ich, das war der letzte Stand, den anderen so ein bisschen mitgeteilt, was wir alles wissen, was wir in Sumeru hier alles erlebt haben, nenne ich es mal. Und die waren alle so ein bisschen überrascht. Es ist halt viel passiert. Auch eine Sache, die gar nicht mehr aufgegriffen wurde, war ja auch das mit Scaramouche. Ich bin gespannt, was hier alles noch kommt und ich hoffe, ihr auch. Let's go. Ich hätte einfach runterspringen können. Ah, hier war das schon. Hier bin ich ja letztens mal so ein bisschen ausgewichen. Hallo Candice.
Everyone is already waiting inside.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Please, wait a moment before attending the meeting. I hope you can promise me one thing.
What do you need?
Promise me that you won't commit to anything too reckless.
Nicht so als Helden aufzutreten. Ja, okay.
What do you think?
Ja, wir geben unser Bestes auf jeden Fall.
Okay.
Und damit neuer Abschnitt beginnt. Die wollten uns nur sagen, so, ja, wir sind schon alle da und wir sollen nicht so als Helden auftreten. Ja, aber ich bin der Held. Und dann nenne ich halt Traveler. Wie du magst. Candice, wir wissen noch viel zu wenig über dich.
Everyone's here so early! But
We already discussed things a bit.
Hey, where have you been? I've missed you too.
Ja, wir waren jetzt nicht so lange weg. Ja, aber alles gut.
Are you ready?
Ja.
Very well.
Als nächstes arbeitet die Gruppe einen vollständigen Operationsplan aus. Wie schnell soll man das vorlesen?
I gotta admit, it's bold. Color me impressed.
It's worth a try. The point of discussion is to arrive at a solution. Let's cut the small talk and move to the next point.
Ja, nächste Frage, los.
you're making Paimon nervous.
You're finally done.
Warum warst du nicht mehr drin?
I have some other stuff to take care of. Catch you all later. Come on, don't give me that face. I know what you're going to say. I'll be careful.
That's what I wanted to hear. Take care.
Was haben wir denn jetzt bequatscht?
Well, traveler, Paimon, judging from your expressions, the meeting must have been quite productive.
You can tell?
I'm not that good at scheming or strategy, but I can sense people's emotions. And based on...
Emotions. Alles sieht Emotions. Du meinst bei Life is Strange
Nothing will go wrong.
True Colors.
To be honest, I feel the same. But you're already some of the most capable people I know. So you have my trust.
Candace gave us a compliment.
Your deeds speak for themselves.
Candace, we stayed behind to tell you that, although you won't be coming with us, we'll be sure to remember your words.
I'm very glad to hear that. I've said the same thing to everyone here today as I said to you when you arrived. Your safety is the most important thing. Only when you're safe can the plan be successful. So please, take care. You're welcome. And thank you for taking my advice. Good luck.
Dankeschön. Oh. Durch die Dunkelheit vor dem Morgengrauen trifft dich mit Allheißem. Ja, hier sind wir noch high. Nein, Quark. Das ist immer so lustig, wenn man die Charaktere mal so doppelt sieht. Hier eine Dattel will ich aber auch noch haben. Bup, bup. Ah, lassen sogar 2. Let's go. Alhasam, was geht ab? Wo ist das hier, Chefe? Sir von und zu.
Sounds good. I'll go make some preparations.
Der Rahman ist da.
Okay.
Them.
Have you finished saying your goodbyes?
Yeah. Also, Candace told everyone to be careful.
Yes, she did. But I think my point also bears repeating. Our plan is not child's play. We won't be able to achieve anything if we're simply careful. We must go beyond that and fully commit ourselves to it. I hope this is clear to you.
Ja, ich bin mir darüber im Klaren.
Huh? Shouldn't you be saying something more cheerful to boost our morale right now?
Didn't we already do that during the meeting?
You can never have enough words of encouragement.
In that case, Candace can cuddle you to your heart's content while I continue to remind you of the seriousness of our situation. We all have our jobs to do after all. It's like how some people can be put in charge of logistics while others will fight on the front lines.
Speaking of the front lines, you don't look anything like a soldier.
Of course. Compared to the mercenaries, I'm merely a feeble scholar. But the advantage of not being a mercenary is that I get to stay in a safer place and offer my strategic insight. Just think about that mercenary who lost his mind. Mercenary groups are facing constant danger every single day.
Well, being a scholar is also a high-risk occupation, and you are a scholar.
I'm not like the rest of them. Even among members of the same species, some will exhibit far more potential than others.
This guy. Paimon still remembers when those mercenaries in Port Ormos called you a lunatic.
All intellectuals are lunatics in the eyes of fools. I'll take that as a compliment. That reminds me. Do you remember the record we saw in the King Deshret ruins? It mentioned forbidden knowledge. You have a good memory. Forbidden knowledge has the power to drive people insane, but this fact has never been shared with the public. Even I, who has worked in the academia for some time, was never once informed of this. I think those mad scholars and mercenaries we encountered may have all fallen victim to the corrupting qualities of forbidden knowledge. But the academia has always held a different view. They have always believed that symptoms of madness are a side effect of human contact with divine knowledge as mere mortals. Come to think of it, perhaps the academia has also never understood the true nature of forbidden knowledge, and thus always approached the issue from the wrong direction. The Withering, Elazar, and the Sandstorms. Don't you think what is happening right now across Sumeru is rather similar to the forbidden knowledge pollution that occurred in the desert thousands of years ago?
Das kann ich nicht ausschließen.
But Paimon thought that Irminsul's disease is what caused the withering in the sandstorms. At least, that's what Tainari told us. Wait a second. Could it...
Ah, you've connected the dots. The cause of Irminsul's illness may precisely be the pollution from forbidden knowledge.
But if that's the case, what should we do? This is huge!
Wait. Why do you think Lesser Lord Kusanali would have a solution to this situation?
Sie hat gesagt, dass der Schlüssel zur Rettung von Irminsul,
It's related to the scene you saw when you passed out in the Avidia forest?
In that case, it's imperative that we rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali. Only by working with her to save Irminsul can we completely resolve the problems Sumeru currently faces. To make sure we're still on track, I would like to check on the state of some of our preparatory work.
Where are we going?
To an Eremite base.
und wieder Goldbrigade. Da waren wir doch erst vor 2, 3 Parts. Wo wir dann abgestürzt sind in diese Ruine. Diese alten
There's sand in my shoes.
Tempelanlagen, nenne ich es mal. Was gibt's hier? Und gibt's da keinen Punkt zum Hochziehen? What? Oh. Ach, das ist extra da. Dachte schon. Stellen die da einfach Kisten hin.
Ah, they're here.
Huh? What are they doing here?
I gave them some technical work to do.
Ah, it's the scribe. And is that the traveler I see?
How's the work going?
Ah, yes! We have fixed the devices according to your instructions. One of them is already ready for use, while the others are still under repair.
Aren't those devices for canned knowledge extraction? What are you doing with those?
Look here.
Huh? More canned knowledge? Are you going to put more weird stuff into her head again?
What's that look on your face? Are you scared?
Paimon's a little scared, but very, very furious.
That's an interesting response. Anyway, we're not going to use this just yet. As I mentioned during the meeting, this knowledge capsule contains a decree I drew up in the past. The academia should also have their own copy. And according to the plan we just came up with... Traveler, I want you to record something into this capsule.
Mich?
Do you believe we can save Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Ja.
Good. Conviction is the most important part of all of this. Now, please get ready and put on this device.
Ach du lieber.
You want us to record our conviction into the knowledge capsule?
Yes,
Paimon is still really worried.
I understand. But trust me, Paimon, this is something we have to do. It's because, to achieve this impossible task, it sounds like you'll need to fool your own heart first. Although it may feel like a trick, self-encouragement may be the most important tool we have.
Paimon can see the point you're trying to make.
Ich habe mich vorbereitet.
Imagine this. We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued Lesser Lord Kusanali. As a result, we have changed Sumeru's entire political landscape. Everything went without a hitch, and everyone recognizes and praises our achievements.
So gut.
Now, open your eyes. Here,
What's this?
read it out loud.
Auf dem Blatt Papier stehen einige seltsame Worte. Auch wenn es nicht klar ist, welchen Nutzen es haben wird, wäre es am besten den Plan einzuhalten.
It's done.
Is your head okay? Does anything hurt?
Oh, alles gut.
It's just a recording. There should be no negative effects.
But what was the point of doing this? Paimon doesn't get it.
And that's perfectly fine. In any case, these capsules aren't meant to be used by you.
Huh? What do you mean?
Have you forgotten? Our plan needs to account for those who have long relied on the Akasha. You may find it hard to believe, but for those people, everything the Akasha transmits to them is nothing short of absolute truth. Imagine if you've been using a device like the Akasha since the day you were born, and this device has always supported you during times of need. After all that time, what do you...
A fool? A machine?
A slave to orders, and that's why rules are so important. In addition, those who understand the rules can delineate boundaries and identify gray areas.
But why would you need to identify the gray areas?
You could say that those kinds of ambiguous zones can be very interesting. One might even say they're advantageous in the right hands.
Things you're interested in are really out there. Are all Sumeru scholars like this?
Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. I'm going to take those two to work on some small projects. You can head to Caravan Rebot and start preparing for the next step.
Small project?
We're going to tinker with the Akasha terminal and make a...
Er hält immer mit seiner ganzen krassen Theorie. Aber jetzt erstmal wieder zu Sino. Was habt ihr vor? Hier wurden wir doch schon einmal betrogen. Hinterhalt. Und diesmal.
This weather is perfect for doing nothing at all.
Der ist auch überall, oder? Oh Mann.
I thought we agreed on a plan. How can you go back on your word?
The plan is too radical and carries a high risk for casualties. I've given it a lot of thought.
but it's still the best plan we have. As a former Matra, you of all people should be able to see the bigger picture and recognize the innate advantages of our plan.
I did. And that's how I saw the danger behind these so-called advantages. Alhaitham's plan is even more radical than I imagined.
Huh? Why are you guys arguing?
My friend, you're just in time. Why don't you help me persuade Sino? He's turned against our plan.
We agreed to work out a plan at the meeting. As mercenaries, you're familiar with the local environment, so you'll take care of the specifics. But had I known Alhaitham would give you those kinds of suggestions, I would not have agreed to the plan.
Look, you already know that we're all on the same side here. Don't...
Mercenaries place a lot of importance on their bonds of friendship, but also will not hesitate to make sacrifices if they deem the situation to be sufficiently dire.
Seems you really do understand the ways of the desert.
Traveler, Paimon, this is also something you should know. Ramon's plan is to have me work with the Caravan Reebok guards in my capacity as a Matra.
Wait, how can we work with the guards?
We can't get through that wall easily, remember? Caravan Rebot would never let so many unregistered members of the Eremites in. My plan will clear us of any possible suspicion, and also let us enter the city as a big group.
That also sounds like something Alhaitham told you. Am I right?
Doesn't Alhaitham know how dangerous this plan is?
Of course he does. He told me, there is no perfect plan, but this can get the job done. He also said that with the help of Sino and the Traveler, our chance of success would increase significantly. I never blindly trust anyone, and I've always had a good eye for people. I think he made a number of valid points. It's my own choice to trust you.
If I make the arrests alone, I can control myself and prevent you from getting hurt. But I can't guarantee that kind of discipline from the guards. To make the whole thing more convincing, you'll need to resist to some degree. Casualties are inevitable once push comes to shove. I'm okay with the deaths of enemies. But now that we're allies, I'm against the meaningless loss of our own.
I can't believe a Matra would actually care about us. I've lived a hard life, and I can say that people like you are hard to come by.
I've always treated my allies with honesty and respect. They have the right to know important things like this.
Now you're making this hard for me.
Hey, is there something we can do to help?
Wenn es wirklich keinen anderen Weg gibt.
I knew you would say that.
We can help fight some of the mercenaries, which should reduce the number of times you'll have to struggle directly with the guards. That should help at least a little bit.
Wir sollten Rahman und die anderen nicht im Stich lassen.
Sino, on behalf of my people, I thank you for your kindness. But this is a mission we cannot turn our backs on. We strongly value the lives of our friends, but the goal we are about to achieve is even more important. We have no fear of casualties, because we crave the spoils of victory. So please, lend us your support. We will show you the determination of us desert dwellers.
Well, now that you've put it that way, I can no longer refuse. But remember, you need to follow the plan and not do anything reckless. Candace made it very clear that we can only achieve our goals if we can ensure our safety. Since you and I both recognize the significance of this operation, there should be no more animosity between the followers of the Dendroarchon and those of King Deshret.
Okay, you have a deal. Let's do this for our shared dream.
The guards should be stationed in the courtyard nearby.
Alter, die Musik wird aber echt laut. Da müssen wir kurz was umstellen. So sollte besser sein. So. Wo sind die Soldaten? Hallo.
Guards!
General Mahamatra! To what do we owe the honor?
Keep your voice down. This is a secret operation. I'm going to arrest a large criminal gang near this location. According to the Academia's Guide and Regulations on Secret Operations, I have the right to ask for the cooperation of Caravan Rebot.
Ah, of course, of course. Mahamatra Sino's order is the Academia's order. Just let us know what you need. But who exactly are you planning to arrest, and how many people are you expecting? Depending on the scale of this operation, we may need to report it to our superiors.
They're a squad of Eremites whose number is comparable to Ain el Akmar in Port Ormos. They're involved in the theft and resale of supplies from the Academia.
As many as Ain al-Akmar? This should definitely be classified as a joint operation.
Then I suggest that you report this to your superiors as soon as possible, and treat it as a top priority desert operation.
Got it. Please wait a moment. I'll contact them immediately.
Sino, bei dienstlichen Angelegenheiten trittst du richtig mächtig auf.
Because this is work.
Uns gegenüber bist du viel freundlicher.
Because I trust you.
Paimon can't believe you're still in the mood to chat. This whole thing has Paimon scared stiff. Aren't you even a little worried? What if these guards already know that you have betrayed the Academia and are no longer their General Mahamatra? Even if that guard doesn't know, their superiors might, right?
We discussed this, remember?
The Caravan Rebot operation is of great importance. But don't worry, the guards there shouldn't know that Sino has stepped down.
How can you be so sure?
First, the other Matras still don't know why Sino has left, which proves that the Academia has been covering up the matter.
Second, this is a crucial moment for the Academia's God creation plan. If something were to happen to the General Mahamatra, it's bound to attract a lot of unwanted attention. No matter how you look at it, they don't seem interested in sharing the news of Sino's departure.
A reasonable inference. I agree.
Which brings us to our next issue. I'm sure some of you have been wondering if the prediction function of the Akasha will affect our operation.
The Akasha is still in operation, so I must remain on high alert, actually. Considering the power of the Akasha, it's quite strange that it hasn't already tried to interfere with my actions.
I've given that a lot of thought. For now, I don't think you'll need to worry. If you remember, when you first came to Aru Village, all your actions and routes were predicted by the Akasha. It even gave that information to those who kidnapped the village keepers. But things like that never happened again after we met up with the Traveler.
That's true. But why?
Look at it from a different angle. Why do you think the Akasha will predict your actions?
Because my personal data has been entered into the Akasha.
That's true, but the key to this question is, how well can the Akasha make predictions about a person? Haven't you ever thought about it? Just how can it do this in the first place?
Because the Akasha controls the entirety of Sumeru.
The Academia firmly believes that all human actions can be explained through logic.
By sorting and analyzing entered data, the Akasha can derive behavioral logic and predict the actions of those who fit an existing logic model. However, at the risk of sounding like an advocate for fallacies, can everyone truly be considered logical at all times? Emotions are part of our behavioral logic. But can you guarantee that every experience of the same joy or pain would be equally intense? How can our feelings and opinions be predictable down to the letter in every single... Sino, in the past, you've always worked alone. In the absence of another person who could sway you or your thoughts, the Akasha could produce predictions that were similar to your real-life behavioral principles. Decisive and principled, you were used to solving problems alone. That's why the Akasha could figure you out. But now, you've joined a team. And I believe the Akasha hasn't yet figured out the full composition of it. Our thoughts and logic have intermingled and weaved themselves together to become a complicated, chaotic mess. any one of us could potentially disagree with another. The Akasha lacks data on these interactions, and it's impossible for it to predict your actions in the future based on your decisions in the past. So, in my opinion, you're probably safe for now.
Huh. Makes sense to me. I agree. The Akasha is not alive, and I don't think we can be completely controlled by something without a mind of its own.
I guess there are things that even the Akasha cannot calculate. And people will not be forever trapped by the...
I'm so glad that this is settled.
Next time, pay attention during our meetings.
Will do.
Ich bin mir sicher, das gelingen wird.
Just remember to stay vigilant.
Footsteps.
General Mahamatra, we were not expecting your presence here. I'm the security officer of the Great Red Sand District. My name is Luxembourg.
La Luxembarbo.
This is my assistant, the Traveler. She will be working with me. The construct next to her is for her work.
Beep. Construct. Beep.
Okay, Paimon.
What a great honor to meet you. Your golden hair is as bright as the sun. And, is this the latest technology from the Academia?
Sehr freundlich.
Have you made a decision regarding the matter I mentioned to...
It seems to be a dire situation, so of course you will have our full cooperation. To be perfectly honest, I've always longed to go on a mission with someone as well known as yourself.
There's no need for flattery.
Yes, sir.
Take your most elite platoon and follow me to the eastern side of the district.
Understood.
Map.
Hurry, bring the map!
Alter. Eine Wache bringt umgehend eine Karte auf, das nur den Ort für die Operation
In
angrenzt.
2 days, we will engage Rahman's Eremites and capture all of them. Any questions about the time or location?
None at all, sir.
Good. See you then.
Yes, sir.
Maybe hanging around the General Mahamatra isn't so bad after all. Everyone's so respectful towards us.
Ja, das fühlt sich ziemlich gut an.
This is all due to the absolute authority of the Academia. And now, we're going to strike back against that massive pillar of power. Get ready. We will move out in 2 days.
Und damit würde ich sagen, war es das für diese Folge von Let's Play Genshin Impact. Das war so ein bisschen ein Vorbereitungspart für unsere Pläne. Aber im nächsten Part geht es so richtig ab und da werden wir wahrscheinlich unseren Plan in die Tat umsetzen. Und ich hoffe, euch hat auch diese Folge von Let's Play Genshin Impact gefallen. Wir schalten auch in der nächsten Folge wieder ein, also nicht verpassen. Und Like da lassen. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss.